Men, what's the brutally honest dating advice you wish the women in your life, sisters, daughters, friends, etc., understood? Believe actions over words. OMG, I wish I would have known this from the start with my ex. I was going to, and I thought about doing this for you. Dude talked a big game but never followed through. If he says he is a certain way and doesn't want to change, says he will not change, believe him. Too many women think, I'll change him. Number, believe him. Build a life you enjoy now. Don't wait to have a partner before doing that. Don't think that you need a partner to do that. Someone living and enjoying their life is so much more attractive than any alternative. Love yourself first and it will pay dividends later. Just because someone will sleep with you doesn't mean they will commit to you. It's kind of funny. I had come to realize that when I was 22, which made hookups easier to manage emotionally. I had been flirting with this guy for a bit, and after a month or so, he lived 45 minutes away, I finally decided to invite him over. We hung out, had a great time, did the deed, and I expected to never see him again. He was still flirting with me over text, but I didn't think much of it until he invited himself back over, which I was both surprised and delighted about. We're still together 12 years later, getting married next spring, and he also informed me a few years into our relationship that on that first sleepover, he wasn't going to pursue sex. Not that he didn't want to, he just wasn't going to rush it or push it or pressure me. I'm sorry, sir, but there's a handsome gentleman in my bed. His pants are coming off. Just because he's being nice doesn't mean he is nice. Many years ago, my mom's friend met the man of her dreams. Charming, handsome, and he told her he could see himself spending the rest of his life with her. They had sex, and he immediately got up to leave. When she said, "I thought you wanted to be with me," he laughed and left. That story left me feeling a little stabby. If you play hard to get or push guys away and expect them to fight for you, you will end up with guys who ignore boundaries, and decent guys will think you're a psycho. I had this happen in my 20s. Had a few dates with a girl. I thought it was going well. She was away on a ski trip with a load of her friends, and she sends me a text that she thinks we should just be friends. I say that's a pity as I thought we had chemistry, but that I respected her decision and wished her all the best. About 3 weeks later, I am out with a group of friends, and I see she is out with the same group of girlfriends from the trip, shooting absolute daggers at me like I'd killed her puppy or something. One of them comes up and explains to me that they had composed the message as a test and that I was supposed to fight for our love, love LOL, after like 3 dates. She had apparently been absolutely distraught when I casually accepted the breakup, and prior to that had been telling people she thought I was the one and was thinking about where we might get married, etc. Well, excuse me for respecting your boundaries, Lowell. Being alone is so much better than being unhappy or feeling undervalued in a relationship. I used to think that the worst thing in life was to end up alone. It's not. The worst thing in life is to end up with people who make you feel alone. Robin Williams. There's a difference between being loved and being used, and that you should not be completely dependent on your partner. Way too many confuse attention with love and end up getting played. Gotta keep your own identity in a relationship, not lose yourself in it. Anything worth having is worth taking slow and working towards. Don't rush it just because all of your friends got married and settled down first. It isn't a race, and those who look at it as one tend to be the first ones divorced because they jumped into things too hot and too heavy too quickly. Don't force it to work. It should come naturally when you're with the right one. Don't necromance a dead relationship. Also listen to people when they tell you who they really are. Lastly, any man that would make you cry isn't a real man. It's a big ocean out there. You don't need to settle for the first one you catch. Your partner should be your best friend. If you can't fully trust them, then you're not with the right one. All of this is golden, especially don't necromance a dead relationship. In my younger years, I wasted so much time trying to revive old relationships, usually when I was on the rebound. I finally realized that I didn't miss that ex. I missed who I was in that period of time, and I had to let go of both. My husband now is a fantastic partner and my closest friend. Having a foundation of trust makes navigating the inevitable vicissitudes of life so much easier. For anyone, trust yourself. Do not ignore a red flag out of fear of being overly paranoid. Doesn't mean you'll always be right, but follow it until you're satisfied you have all the necessary information and make your choices. Building on that, it's okay to be firm, even if you're worried it might be rude. I know a couple girls who ended up in dangerous situations in college just because they were trying to be polite. I know it's a double-edged sword, where guys will respond with violence to girls they feel disrespected by. But in most of the cases I've witnessed, the reason it escalated was because the girls didn't stand their ground initially. I don't want this to sound like victim blaming. The guys are at fault. It's more about avoiding dangerous situations as they are building. If you're casually dating FWB for a while and you want to be more seriously relationship, and they say stuff like, I'm not RDI, maybe after a few more months, etc. Anything other than yes, walk away. They aren't into you. They enjoy the convenience of you and nothing more. She just isn't that into you. Honestly, my advice would be pretty similar to what I'd say to the men in my life. Enrich your life. Constantly seek to improve yourself and only use yourself as a metric for improvement. Set boundaries and resolve to enforce them when they're crossed. Do not let men or other women convince you to settle for being disrespected, dominated, and disregarded. Expect more from men. You are not responsible for pacifying their insecurities and putting up with them when they have no interest in evolving or changing for the better. Sometimes, a relationship isn't in the cards at certain points. Don't let people tell you that you need to be anywhere in your life, family and kids, to have legitimacy or authenticity as a woman. You are who you are on the inside, regardless of whatever expectations are projected onto you by other people. Aspire to be the best version of yourself, whatever that looks like. Semi-related to dating, but if a man is harassing you online, just block them. Don't keep interacting, even if it's just to troll them. It's really a waste. They get off on the attention. Healthy relationships take a lot of work to build and maintain, and that work is necessary on a regular basis. There will be ups and downs, amazing memories and frustrations, bonding and arguments. Patience will be tested, and the value of forgiveness is tremendously powerful. Success in one's career takes integrity, honesty, hard work, and communication. Having a positive social circle takes all those same things as well. Yet somehow people subscribe to the notion that love should be easy, or that it should naturally find its way into your life. Work hard to love yourself, and you will have a much lower chance of turning into the frustrated, waiting for this kind of love to find me types. You will be much happier learning the confidence to pursue people you are interested in, instead of being the types of women who only ever pick from the small pool of men who have made the first move. Just because a person is good and kind and loving under the right conditions doesn't make them a good person overall. Oh, but he's great when... No, he's not great if he doesn't respect you, even when he's upset. He should respect you, especially when he's upset, because that's what makes a person safe.